Hi, in this video we see how to use hashCode method. Okay, so for that we will use the classes employee and employee class and the main class. Okay, so let us go to the main class. This main class is having already we have created employee objects and we compared the employee objects using equals method. So now what we can do is let us invoke the call the hashCode method of these two objects. Okay, we call hashCode method uh, using the object references e1 and e2. Okay, so hashCode method actually belongs to java.long object class, and since all the classes are subclass of object class, this hashCode method is inherited by all the classes. So employee class also inherited the hashCode method. So we can call that hashCode method here. Okay. So what we can do is we can print the hashCode of these two objects. Okay. So what we can do is let us print e1 hashCode and the call the hashCode method e1 dot hashCode. So it will print, it will return the hashCode value, which is an integer. So hashCode method return type is integer. So it will return the integer value. We also print the hashCode of the e2 object. Okay. Also print the hashCode of e2 object by calling the hashCode method on that object. Okay. So now we have done this one. Let us run this code and see the output. Okay. So in this case, we will see what values are displayed. Okay, so you can see the hash code of E1 is displayed in the output, and hash code of E2 also displayed. They are different. Okay, so now what we can do is we can implement this hash code method inside the employee class, right? So let us implement this hash code method. So how to do that? The signature is public in hashcode. Okay. So we have to generate the hashcode value. Okay. So how to generate it? We can use any algorithm for that. So what we do is we will declare a variable result. Normally, whenever we create we implement a hashcode method, we have to use the same instance variable which are used in the equals method. So in equals method we have used that integer, we used the id, right? We used the id and name of the employee class. So we use the same here also. So how to do that? So we can first thing is we let us um, we create we first we will multiply the id value with one random value. So we call the math dot random. So this math dot random will return a double value, right? So double value what we have to do is we have to test it to int, because the result should be integer value. Okay, and we multiply this random value. Okay, we multiply this random against id, then we add the, we call the hashcode method of 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 the, we call the the name is a string, right? Name, the employee class has another instance variable called name, which is a string. Call the hash code method of that. So this will return a hash code. So we add this hash code value with this value. So this is how we have um, we have generated the hash code. Okay, so we return this value now. Return result. Okay, so now we can go to the main class. Now what we have, how we have created the hash code? We multiply the value returned by the math.random method with the id and add the value with the hash code of the name variable. That is, name is a string here, so we call the hash code method. It returns a hash code, then we add that hash code value with this value. So finally we arrived a result, and we return this result. This, the method will return a integer value will be the final output of this method. Okay, so now we go to the main class, and inside the main class we have two objects, right? So e1 is object. This object contains the id as 101, name as Kumar. E2 is the employee object, another employee object. Its id as 102 and name as Kevin. So they are different objects, so their hash code obviously different. Okay, and we let us run this code now and see the output. See, E1 and E2 are same false because they are different objects, so their hash code is also different, right? E1 hash code is 7285749 and E2 hash code is 723897929. They are different values. Now what we do is, let us do some changes in the line number 10. That is, we pass id as 101 and name as Kumar. So this E1 and E2 both have the same id and same name. E1 has employee id as 101 and Kumar, name as Kumar. E2 has the employee id also. E2 also has the employee id as 101 and name as Kumar. So they are having same data. So their content are same. So we consider these two objects are equal. So their hash code should also be equal. If the two employee objects are equal according to the equals method, then their hash code must be equal. Okay, both hash code must be same. Okay, let us run this code and see the output now. See the output now. E1 and E2 are same, true. E1 hash code is 72857479492. E2 hash code also 728579492. So both hash codes are equal. Okay, so these two methods are very important according to for collection framework, because in collection framework the collection classes such as hash table, hash map, hash set, they all use these methods to search for objects. So for example, if you are going to use a object as key, and using this key you want to search, you want to retrieve the value from a hash map, then the hash map, what it will do is, first it will call the hash code method of that object to check where it is actually, in which slot that object is. So to find out the correct slot or correct bucket, it uses the hash code method. Once it find out that, it will use the equals method to check out of these objects inside the bucket or inside the slot which is the object we want to refer. So hash code method and equals method are used by the collection framework classes, so they are very important.